Investigative journalist Anas Armiel Anas has been defending his approach in uncovering corruption in the country and in the West African sub-region. Speaking at an academic forum to interrogate, among other things, the methods, ethics and legality of the works that Anas has done, he said that his approach is not new and best serves the interest of the state.
Let me make it very clear that nothing has changed. Methods, everything from the judges scandal, from the Osu Children's Home scandals is same. We have not changed anything. Undercover would always remain the last resort. Where the conventional camera cannot work, that's when we look up to undercover. And I must say that we strictly abide by the BBC Ofcom rules. Before we decide that we are coming in to do an undercover piece, our prima facie evidence would have been in place for everybody else who was caught up in our film. There was a prima facie evidence. Then again, issues of privacy and public interest. We have weighed it. We think that the public interest outweighs everything. Those who think we just carry the camera and just do what we want, it's not true. We strictly abide by the rules. That's why we are able to play on the international stage.
Anas Armiel Anas. In the meantime, investigative journalist says he's unfazed by the many threats and attacks on him and his team following the screening of his latest piece, number 12.
Now, people have spoken about entrapment and all that in this particular investigation. And when they say that, they make specific reference to our encounter with Kwesi Nyantechi. Look, this is the chronology of events. Now we get to the base where the investigation is going to be conducted. The man is welcomed from the airport. He gets into his hotel room. And the first thing he begins to tell us is how to scam the GFA. He gives us a proper procedure, something that I did not even know, and takes me through a lecture of how you can form a shell company to be able to use it to fleece money off the investors, and also at the same time use that same company to fleece off money from the GFA. This was unsolicited. He himself gave me a roadmap, told me, so you put this company there, you charge 5% here you come and charge 25%. I'm not a football person. Of course, I had read generally, but the insight, the deep knowledge that he demonstrated. Now, another issue that people raise is that this was even before we had met the so-called investor. So we went to meet the investor with a plan that he, Kwesi Nyantechi, had proposed himself. And yet, people make it seem as if I forced him to speak. He gave me the information. I didn't even request for it. Then, the second leg, we went to the investor. And people are talking about the money might have influenced him to say all those, is the money. He made all those points before the money was handed over to him. So by the time we could say Jack, the man had mentioned and dropped names and done everything. The last bit was when the money was given to him.
The last bit was when the money was given to him. Anas Armiel Anas, they're defending his methods. On the legal front, Dean of the School of Faculty of Law at Gimpa, Kofi Abochi, says the approach of Anas is permissible under law. He believes that the courts are likely to rule in favor of the public interest should his approach be tested in court.
The media rights, Anas is performing a constitutionally recognized enterprise. Anas is allowed to do exactly what he is doing. Under the right to privacy, it has been argued that persons who are investigated have the right to privacy, and therefore the intrusion into their personal spheres without their knowledge and consent is a violation of the right to privacy. It's important for us to recognize that both rights have limitations. The right to practice journalism has limitations. In other words, there are circumstances under which the right can be suspended. But it is my submission that the practice of investigative journalism as Anas is practicing at the moment doesn't fall under any of the known exceptions for the suspension of the right to practice journalism. So my position, therefore, is that his enterprise and how he's going about it is totally permitted by law. Consideration may be made of the right to privacy. And again, I will respectfully submit that the argument on the right to privacy as having been violated by him is totally flawed. The right to privacy is allowed only in circumstances when you are acting lawfully. In other words, if I'm in my bedroom and I'm not doing anything that violates the laws of Ghana, I have a right to privacy. If I'm in my bedroom and I indulge in any act that is a violation of the laws of Ghana, the police can barge into my bedroom and arrest me. In fact, they can choose to enter without knocking, if that's how to get me. They can enter my private property without asking permission. Therefore, if a private citizen decides that he is going to indulge in a particular activity to bust acts of criminality, the laws allow him to do that, because at the time when he so budges into the private spaces of persons complaining, that person who has the right to privacy has had his right to privacy suspended by reason of the commission of the offense.
If two people agree to bribe each other or engage in corrupt acts, often these are termed victimless offenses. And the reason they're victimless is because the one bribing you is bribing you so you defend or promote an interest.
Kofi Abochi is the Dean of the Law Faculty at GIMPA. But a philosophy lecturer at the University of Ghana, Nancy Balfour Jemfi, has some reservations. She believes the sponsored undercover work is unethical because the interests of the sponsor may interfere or influence the outcome of the work.
I want to ask, if I want to correct wrong, and I think we are all agreed on that. We want to correct wrong, moral wrong. If it's a legal one, we know the way to go. We find documents. When it's a moral wrong, then we will correct the wrong for the sake of it being wrong. Now, I have an issue with sponsored wrong exposing. Sponsored. This is, I use sponsored in quotes so that it can be explained. I will have an issue ethically. This is an ethical discussion. Ethical, sponsored wrong seeking or wrong exposing. Secondly, remunerated, any form of remuneration for exposing a moral wrong. Maybe legally, well, the police deal with wrongs and they are paid to do that. But if I have an issue, I think something is going on wrong in an institution, University of Ghana, certain lecturer teaches, when a certain lecturer maybe is engaging in an immoral act. I think that it raises ethical concerns if I will be remunerated or it's a form of sponsorship. And who is this authority sponsor?
Whether or not the sponsor can influence the outcome of such work, we apologize for that sound there, not the best of quality. We do sincerely apologize. Now